Hi, hosts. Thank you so much for volunteering this year to serve in our first ever host role. You have a very important job, and that is to be the ambassador of the organization and welcome and congratulate those who are picked to present their groups this year at the state conference. So I hope that you have been in correspondence with your groups that you are hosting to see what it is that they need, and again to express our gratitude for their participation in this year's conference. They may have a lot of questions, some of which you may not know, and that is okay. Please feel free to funnel those questions to us, questions that may have been popping up in their minds that they may not have asked yet, and we want to avoid those questions coming up the very last minute because we may not be able to accommodate them with the time that we have left. So thanks for putting the word out, extending the hand, and hopefully getting some great questions prior to the conference. When it comes time to being at the conference, we have a couple of different ways that your host, the school that you're hosting, can receive their information. Choir groups will be having their badges and packets at the Scottish Rite Cathedral. We thought that it would be an easier way for directors to not have to travel back and forth and to just get their materials at Scottish Rite Cathedral. Also, some directors may choose to pick up their packets that contain their student participant ribbons, as well as their own badges and guest passes and exhibit hall passes. They may choose to get that when they check in themselves. Please double check with your director to make sure what their wishes are. If they would prefer that you as the host grab those from registration and you arrange to meet them, please make sure that's known and you can come pick up that package. It'll be ready under the clinician and exhibitors and special passes window at registration. Regardless of the badge and package pickup arrangements, please make sure you pick up your plaque. Plaques will be available for choir performances in Scottish Rite Cathedral, while the remaining performing divisions' plaques will be available at registration. Please don't forget to come get your plaques, and you can present those at the concert for your host school. Our original thought was that, again, these directors would love to be welcomed and congratulated for the honor that it is to perform at the state conference. Again, answering questions that might be on their minds, maybe not until the last minute. We're hoping that you can usher those groups to the warm-up rooms. I understand that this year, with it being the first year, you may have been assigned to host schools that are performing on the same concert, and that being there for both full-time warm-ups may be impossible. We are in our first year of this program and understand that there's some kinks. Please do what you have to be comfortable for you and for your director that you're hosting. We understand if you can't adhere to staying to the full warm-up time. For the concert itself, many of you are also serving as the presider, which means that you will have a stamp in hand. Please only give a stamp to participants who stay the entire length of the concert, as each stamp is actually worth an hour and 15 minutes of seat time. If people leave early, they unfortunately don't get their stamp. You'll be there to introduce the group, stand at the door while the performance happens, hand the plaque at the end of the performance, and also stamp the forms of those people who are leaving. It's a lot on your plate, but if you've been to the conference before, I'm sure you know how the flow of it will work, and also understand what a great role that you're playing in welcoming those groups and enriching the experience that they have at the conference. I'm very excited to hear your feedback as this first year happens, and we look to make this even better for next year. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me or your division president with feedback and suggestions for the future. You can find me at registration for the majority of the conference. You can also email me freely at epetway@ilmea.org. You can also call the state office number, and I'm sure that we'll get a chance to communicate. I really appreciate what you're doing. Thanks so much for representing the organization, and I hope you have a great conference.